Hi everyone, Anna Hart here from Anna Sells Houses. I'm here today with another tiny tip to secure your sale, and it's a fairly obvious one. I'm going to talk about pictures today, what I call a picture edit. When you're selling your house, you have to think about it as buyers would, and so it's important to look at every aspect of your home in the way that somebody who's never been there before would see it. Somebody who doesn't know you, who doesn't really want to know you, and just understand what they're going to be seeing on your walls. And I believe that pictures play a really big part in turning a house into a home, and so it is important to have them on the walls. But the type of pictures that you have on your walls while you're selling they need to do a little bit of a different job. So when you're living in your home, it's completely understandable that you might have pictures around that look a little bit like this. So the personal element, you might have baby photos, you might have photos of your kids at school, you might have photos of friends, and then of course there are the wedding photos. These are all the sorts of pictures that of course we want around us while we're living in our homes. But the trouble with those is that they're super personal. Everyone's got them of some variety, but they completely stamp your mark on that house. And for a buyer coming in, they have to mentally erase your wedding photos, your children's photos, all those personal elements. They have to kind of take those away before they can imagine themselves in that place. So you're adding another step into the process for them to do. Now, if you were to stick to slightly more generic images, and certainly those which don't have human faces in, because psychologically, as humans, our eyes are drawn immediately to other human faces. It's what we go to straight away in a room. So if there's pictures of people, then we're going to be looking at those first, rather than the features of the room, which is what you're really trying to be selling. So remove all of the personal elements with the people in, and then stick to things that are a little bit easier for people to imagine on their own walls, or to look past. You don't want them to be really focusing their attention on the pictures on your walls. They're there to create an ambience, to create a design, to create a feel, but they don't want to be shouting at your buyers. They don't want to be grabbing attention. So this is a beautiful original canvas that I have from local artist Mel Graham in Beeston. She's fantastic. I love this. It has so many personal connotations for me, but they're not obvious to you looking at it. You have no idea what meaning I've attached to that painting, and that's kind of the point, really. It's one of those where you can just see it. It doesn't really mean too much to anybody who doesn't know the story behind it. That's what we need. And then over here we've got a photograph this time, and they're absolutely fine. Art or photographs, absolutely fine. And again, it's quite generic. It's just a jetty in a lake with some mountains behind. We've got another original piece of artwork here that was painted for me by my friend Ruth years ago. I've used that painting, I think, in absolutely every house that I have staged to sell, because it just works so beautifully. It doesn't shout at you, it doesn't scream, it just does the right job of putting a nice calming element on the wall, and it can draw colour schemes together. That's the sort of thing it can do. So we've got more canvases here. Again, nothing really that says too much, it's just a nice image. And then you can go with more abstracts. My mum gave me this one, I love it, it's so sweet. But again, this has been around so many houses, I can't tell you how many. Then you've got things which are a slightly grey area. So I've got one here to show you. Again, this is a bit of personal taste, so it's Star Wars. Anyone who loves Star Wars is going to love that picture. But what you cannot tell is whether the person who's coming round to your house next loves Star Wars or hates Star Wars. So those are the sorts of things where you've got to think carefully about who your target buyer is. If you're looking for younger buyers, or perhaps more male buyers, I know these are wild generalisations, I like Star Wars too, but if you're looking for those kind of buyers, the sorts of people who might be into Star Wars, then yeah, brilliant, have the painting on the wall. But if you are looking for an older demographic, perhaps a slightly more aspirational feel, your more standard sort of older buyer, then they're probably not going to have much time for Star Wars, and you'd be better off picking something else. So really the thing to think of here is this picture going to help me or hinder me in my house sale? So get rid of anything personal because that will definitely hinder you. And then perhaps just think about moving things around. So that's where the edit comes in. You can take some things away, but then to fill gaps or just to make them work better for you, move them around the house. And that's something that you could do to gain enjoyment from your pictures right now while you're still living in the house. When we've had things on the walls in the same place for so long, we stop seeing them. They become part of the furniture, if you excuse the expression. So if you move them around a bit, it's different, so we start seeing them again, which is really nice because we all chose those things to go on our walls for a reason in the first place, and it's a real shame for us to stop seeing them. So just shifting them around, changing the location, that can mean that you get a new lease of life and you start to enjoy those images once again. So have a look at your walls, see whether they're working for you, and then hopefully that'll give you some ideas as to what you could do to shift things around a bit. Enjoy them now, but ultimately it will help you to sell once the lockdown is over. Now, if you've got any questions or if you'd like me to do a personalised edit for you, then please do just give me a call or send me an email, anna@libertygate.co.uk, and I'd be very happy to do a personalised consultation over video for you. All right, have a great day and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.